3 students in universities, various universities in South Africa.
Samuel Motsuenyane was born on the 11th of February 1927 on a farm in Potchefstroom in the then Western Transvaal, which forms part of the present-day Northwest Province. Dr. Motsuenyane earned himself respect as the father of black business due to his immense contribution in establishing and mentoring black business executives and entrepreneurs. Like many of his peers, Dr. Motsuenyane's early education was interrupted at the height of the apartheid rule. He was forced to leave school early because his father could no longer afford to pay his fees. Johannesburg, where he worked as a messenger, a cleaner, and later a laborer before getting a job at a sewing machine company. Despite the challenges, Dr. Motsuenyane continued to pursue education and obtained a Bachelor of Science degree in agriculture from the North Carolina State University in the United States.
A decision after some time that I was never ever going to work for a white man.
And his journey as a successful entrepreneur took place against the backdrop of the dark days of apartheid South Africa. He is one of the founders of the then largest and best known African business organizations, the National African Federated Chamber of Commerce, also known as NAFCOC, in 1964.
In 1953, a conference was held which the Star described as the biggest conference of black leaders since the establishment of the African National Congress.
Point in the history of black business, which sought to unite behind a common goal to champion black economic entrepreneurship. At the time, Dr. Motsuenyane called on then oppressed black South Africans to change their mindset and become job creators instead of job seekers.
Actually asked as somebody who had acquired a degree overseas to come and talk about agriculture as a business. That was my topic at the inaugural conference of NAFCOC. 1964. After my presentation, it was decided that I shouldn't depart from the organization. I should stay with this new body and help with ideas. So they needed somebody from that space as a member of the executive of the newly formed national body, the African National Chamber of Commerce. And that's where I got into NAFCOC.
Amongst his many accolades as leading pioneer, black business leader, and entrepreneur, Dr. Motsuenyane led the initiative by NAFCOC to establish the African Bank. Through his business acumen, he mobilized black communities to contribute towards the 1 million rand that was required to capitalize the bank, for it to open its first branch in Ga-Rankuwa Township in 1975. Dr. Motsuenyane said the African Bank was created for the primary purpose of providing credit to black South Africans. Dr. Ruel Khoza is one of those leading black business executives and leaders who were mentored by Dr. Sam Motsuenyane.
Here is somebody who has the requisite understanding, who has the requisite education, the requisite international exposure, the requisite gravitas. I mean, Dr. Motsuenyane just has a presence. You can't avoid him when he gets into a situation without making too much noise. He literally takes it over. It kind of, in a positive way, colonize the environment. You can't, some people just have it. Kimutu wasrit. But the good thing about him is that he epitomizes also Butu. So you could actually argue that Kimutu Wabatu, Kimutu Wabutu, Kimutu Wasitu, Motsuenyane. So all of those put together made him the kind of leader that was virtually irresistible.
Dr. Khoza has described Dr. Motsuenyane as an ethical leader and a man of great integrity.
I know that Dr. Motsuenyane is very, very much opposed to tenderpreneurship because during his presidency, we had an enemy in apartheid. But even with that, we were not amenable. They were not amenable to being bribed by anybody, including the establishment. They would try to actually influence or even infiltrate and take over NAFCOC. And because he was a man of integrity and his team of colleagues were also people of integrity, they will stand their ground and say, whatever happens, we shall fight this fight and we'll do it cleanly. And they did that throughout his presidency, as well as the presidency of those that actually followed him shortly thereafter.
In 2024, Dr. Motsuenyane retired to his farm in Winterveld, where he initiated a vegetable and citrus farm project.
Dr. Samuel Motsuenyane is a mentor. Dr. Samuel Motsuenyane is a grandfather, Ntate Muhulu, and a grandfather to the nation. I mean, there are a couple of people who were mentored by Dr. Sam who are doing well now. And Dr. Sam is an agriculturist by profession. And he's a qualified agriculturist from the University of North Carolina. He's got a master's in it. And Dr. Sam loves agriculture. Dr. Sam loves business. His attributes, according to me, is that he's a caring man.
For Themba Matibe, who is the Chief Executive Officer of the Dr. Sam Motsuenyane Foundation, Dr. Motsuenyane is a humble man who inspired many within the local community.
All our former presidents, they visit him here at the farm. So it means he's a man of the community, not leaving Koko behind, because he did not create pressure to go and live in Sandton. They are happy in Winterveld, and it means they are the people who love people. So the legacy to take forward Ntate Motsuenyane is the legacy of training, agriculture, skills development. That is when Ntate Muhulu's legacy is.
Dr. Motsuenyane has urged Black South Africans to embrace the spirit of entrepreneurship.
We have to work hard. We have to change direction from being subordinates. We cannot be subordinates forever in our land of birth. We've got to reach a stage where we also have a large piece of the wealth of our country, and we are not made to be workers for others forever. The only difficulty I have here,
Dr. Sam Motsuenyane has dedicated his life to empowering individuals and communities to participate in rural and township economies. He will be remembered as a pioneer of black business, a visionary, and humble father and grandfather who defied all odds. Nosipho Mncube for SABC News.